I'm very proud. I initially want to thank Dr. Charles Kudiat and also my dear friend, Dr. Hélio Paulino Pereira from Portugal, for the opportunity, the invitation to be at this International Homeopathic Forum that celebrates such an important date. And also to greet the homeopaths and all the expressive audience present here. I will speak in particular of the work that was created by our national association, Brazilian Homeopathic Medical Association, in relation to prophylaxis and treatment of COVID in Brazil in the year 2020. I'd like to share our presentation. Could it be, Dr. Chargi?
Yeah, please share.
You can see the presentation?
Yes.
Okay. The main theme of this presentation is about the homeopathic approach for COVID-19 in Brazil. Actually, I am the director of scientific committee of the Brazilian Homeopathic Association, and I'm responsible for the communication of this association too. I was the president of the Brazilian Association since years ago, and I'm working this part of scientific committee. And we have here too Dr. Joao Marcio. That is, he is a president of this our national congress that will be realized in June. That I will want to invite you, everyone here, to be present too. It's a online congress. Today is a very important day in the homeopathy because it's the World Homeopathic Day and the 260th birthday of Samuel Hahnemann. The day of birth of the Hahnemann is an important day here in the world. And let's see, okay. I want to begin with a presentation, a short presentation about the institutional organization of homeopathy in Brazil. Homeopathy in Brazil is a medical specialty, like a pediatrics, like a gynecology, and neurology. Homeopathy is a medical specialty in medicine and pharmacy, dentistry, and veterinary. And these professionals can practice homeopathy in a legal way. The association was founded in November 1979. In this year, the Medical Association, Brazilian Medical Association, was recognized like a medical specialty. And 1980, other association, very important in Brazil, Federal Council of Medicine, recognized homeopathy too. And since 1990, homeopathy, we can do, to be a specialist in homeopathy, the physician has to test. That's a specialist test to be able to practice, to have a certificate of homeopath in Brazil. Purpose of the association to represent the defend interests of the Brazilian homeopathic medical class, represent the homeopathic medical class in the general medical specialty council, provide degree, specialist degree with the test, and train in to be homeopath. In Brazil, the physician has to to train in medicine. And now we have some medical residents in 4 universities. And we have now 14 specialization courses affiliated to the National Association Board of Teaching. We have a board of teaching entities to establish a curriculum, minimum curriculum, and so on. We have federated entities in many places in Brazil. And these federated entities represent the association, national association, in the states in Brazil, the main states in Brazil, the states with more people in Brazil. We have entities that represents in that states. We have permanent divisory committees, scientific and research committee, communication committee, committee of education, public health, specialist title. And we have commissions. These commissions are the arms of the Brazilian Association. Now, in the last year, in this year, because the COVID, we have the scientific committee is being very, very important because this reason. And I will talk about this soon. We have many problems in Brazil that because the evidence, scientific evidence. And in 2017, we published a special dossier, scientific evidence for homeopathy. This special dossier is very important because we can defend us against the many attacks that we receive. And who published this certificate is a camera. We have a camera inside the medical represent association. And this technical camera produce this magazine that has these evidences, scientific evidences, in many areas, veterinary areas, dentistry, many types of research are described in this magazine. And in 2019, we have the COVID. It arrives in Brazil in March. And have in March in 2020, there was an urgency request to an official recommendation of 1 or more medicines of the epidemic genius of the COVID pandemic in Brazil. And the homeopaths decide to be together to fight, to discover a medicine in prepare groups to treat the patients, to make the prophylaxis and treatment of the patients with COVID. But they request official recommendation. And we create a preliminary study. We create a preliminary study of prevalent symptoms and medicines of the COVID-19 epidemic genius in Brazil. It's a special research committee. We create a special research committee for COVID-19. We make a study at the beginning of the pandemics in Brazil to decide the medicines, to discover the medicines, to recommend to the homeopaths to treat the patients with COVID in our country. We use other research before. For example, the research of dengue, against dengue. We had a good experience with dengue. Dengue has a situation similar than COVID because it's divided in stages. COVID has, in general, 3 stages. In dengue, 2 stages: classic dengue, hemorrhagic dengue. You have an experience of medicines of epidemic genius, like we did with COVID-2. And we have a good, very good experience. This research applied, this is the number of cases in 2007, and in blue, 2007, red, 2008. The city, named Macaé, had many, many cases in 2007. And after you use the homeopathic medicine, decrease the number of cases in almost more than 70%. In other cities, the dengue have increased the number of cases. In Macaé, that's the city that applied medicine, homeopathic medicine, we had a very, very good result of homeopathy. And we decided to follow the same strategy than to dengue, to COVID. COVID has the 3 stages, like I said. The most case, and more the phase 1, stage 1. And create a protocol from Kent. Proceed from general to individual to topographically separated symptoms. Consider the frequency of appearance of each symptom observed in patients. We detected the symptoms that affect most patients are considered pathogenic for the epidemic. We did the epidemic genius of the COVID. We decided the hair symptoms are peculiarities to each individual. It's more important the symptoms, more characteristics for the symptoms of the epidemic from the COVID. With the use of homeopathic symptom repertory, you use the repertory to decide the medicines to be taken to these diseases. We had at the first, in March, 27, we studied 27 patients over 18 years old with symptoms of PCR laboratory test for COVID positive. In this stage of this disease, a few patients were successfully take this exam, and we had it difficult to confirm. But we had the 27th, and this number was enough to the first study. Average age of 40 years, more women than men. The distribution of state of Brazil was São Paulo is the more populated state of Brazil. Stage, the most of these patients are stage 1. The symptoms, the more common symptoms that we found in these patients were indisposition, fatigue, asthenia, weakness, and tiredness. Fever, dry cough, headache, myalgia, anosmia, dysgeusia, or ageusia are the other symptoms that we found. The criteria for the valorization of symptoms: frequency, intensity, and rarity. Rarity, for example, anosmia, ageusia, are the symptoms that we consider very, very characteristic of these pandemics, for example. The sense of this epidemic collective table, prostration. And we decide to use just remedies that have a high prostration improvements. With the symptoms, the main symptoms of these patients, you created many symptomatic scenarios, repertorial symptomatic scenarios. You create this type of scenarios. And we analyze the common symptoms. We analyze all common symptoms. The common symptoms, we have a coverage. Bryonia is the first, and phosphorus in punctuation is the second one. And we have modalized symptoms. We had arsenicum. We did many scenarios, more than 40 scenarios. I will show just the main one. Arsenicum, with fever symptoms, arsenicus, fósforo, bryonia, and China, quina officinalis. And one medicine appeared that was very interesting, Chininum arsenicosum, in one, when we analyzed the more characteristic symptoms of this pandemic. Chininum arsenicosum appeared. And the result, after many studies, the results, according to the sampling of the symptoms of patients interviewed, selected repertory elements and results obtained, a comparison of homeopathic medical materia medica of the following medicine was made: arsenicum, bryonia, quina officinalis, chininum arsenicosum, and fósforo. And so, in conclusion, this is a preliminary study evaluating the first stage of COVID epidemic. We evaluated 27 patients. The saturation point in this epidemic has already been achieved with this patient. As in each new case, the primordial symptoms were repeated with few variations. 27 patients was enough for the first study. The medicines we have reached in this study should not be considered definitive. It's the first study. We see this work as a starting point for more clinical studies. And as the people asked to make this study, we did this. You suggest these 5 medicines. After this, we have a recommendation of the Brazilian Ministry of Health. It's very nice because we can use homeopathy to the prophylaxis and to treat the patients, and create Google Forms, them genius research forms. Dr. Flávio Dantas created these Google Forms to distribute to the homeopaths who wants to be in this research, and create a clinical case report and monitoring the symptoms too. Dr. Flávio Dantas too. It's very important homeopathic in Brazil, researcher. Create some protocols and studies. We have the studies, many studies begin to appear because the people are beginning to work. And we had some communications. It's a journal of the Brazilian Medical Association, published a protocol, another protocol from the physician, the named Marcos Julian. We created a campaign, homeopathy in COVID. This campaign, we create a site and a platform to the appointments. The physician subscribe in this site, homeopathic physician, and the patients subscribe to be attended. Here, the schedule to the patient to be attended, free. Don't pay. They don't pay to be the appointment, to have the appointment. We make a training, many classes to preparation of the physicians, and create other campaign. Is many lives. The name translated as Homeopathy in Action. Created these lives and publish these videos. The most of them are used to talk about homeopathy, the possibility, the homeopathy to treat the patients and with COVID. We had some epidemiologic classes, clinical epidemiology classes. Dr. Marcos Julian did these classes. 13 states of Brazil had initiatives of treatment of patients, and 31 cities. Actions in 18 councils, and 5 communities, and you had 14 health professionals in clinics and hospitals, and 2 online campaigns. The main medicines were, the most of them, the treatments were more focused in prophylaxis and less in treatment. Arsenic is the most used medicine, followed by camphora, quina, fósforo, and these 2 medicines associated. The protocols are all published in the site of the association site, are all available in the site, studies. And now I want to speak about, I asked to Dr. Joao Marcio to speak about the Brazilian Congress of Homeopathy, and want to invite you to be present in this Congress. Please, Dr. João, can you talk?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Nice.
Hello, I'd like to thank you very much this opportunity for being here to disclose our Congress. It would take place on June, the 4th, 5th, and 6th of June next, and it will be online, 100% online, so it can be, everybody can participate. Everybody is, and we have, for more information, you may access the site of the Congress. It's plot here, 35, congresso-de-homeopatia.com.br.
I share the site. Just a minute, please.
Okay. And we are working hardly to give an event with a lot of different schools of homeopathy. We have 3 international doctors invited. The 3 of them are Indians, Dr. Dinesh, Dr. Gaurang, and Dr. Sankara, who have some lectures. We have also 2 courses, pre-Congress course with Dr. Dinesh and other with Dr. Gaurang. And in parallel with the Medicine Congress, we have the 21st Encounter of Pharmacists, Homeopathic Pharmacists, and the Dentist Congress too. And we did the inscription, the informations are at the site. And in the program, we really try to be most eclectic, because homeopathy is very large and you have many ways to achieve the treatment. So I think it's an opportunity to watch it all in a small place, a few days. The great advantage of being online is that the program will be available to be watched after the days of the Congress. Probably 3 months, people who can access all the classes and all the lectures and roundtables. And unfortunately, it will be taken in Portuguese. Only the international lectures will be in English. But maybe our Portuguese colleagues will be glad to participate. And so we are open to questions and everything else. It's possible to put the program
yes, sure.
In a chat.
Yes.
Just to you may have a
yeah. we translate the program to English with just a minute. I will show.
And maybe you get an eye on it and get more fused.
Just a minute, I have to find this. I found it. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So we will have activities live and some recorded, previously recorded, and even the live ones, they can be assessed after the Congress, you know, in another day, in a better hour to watch it. And we obviously will talk about COVID. We have the scientific evidences. We have plenty rooms for public health, because it's we're trying hard to spread more homeopaths in the public health here in Brazil. We are trying to get more tools to do it. We're gonna have organotherapics. We're gonna have many other things. Schoten's method. We'll have the Praful's methods, and we have even a physicist to talk about the view of the physics about homeopathy, how it would work, how it could work, the ultra dilution. And I think, let me see if I remember anything else, something else. The theme of the Congress is health, science, and sustainability. Because we believe that homeopathy is the great medicine for the 21st century, especially because of the sustainability. And we have lots of works in veterinary and agronomy too, but we still don't have the joint event to joint all. But we are working on it. We have some rooms of philosophy also, and many mini courses. Yeah, we have our place to the medicine students. We have two rooms with 4 hours of mini course for students of medicine to get known to homeopathy, because here in Brazil we have a difficult, I think all over the world, to show the students about homeopathy. Some universities we have it on in graduation, but they are few, and we are trying to expand this number.
Thank you. It is time to wind up. Please take your half minutes to 1 minute to wind up, and so that we can hand over the session to the next country.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you very much.